Welcome back on Newsmaker Saturday. Yesterday, a jury in Boise, Idaho found the so-called doomsday mom, Lori Vallow, guilty in the murders of her 2 children and her husband's ex-wife. This saga began 3 years ago, and the reporter who broke the story and has been on top of it like no other, our Justin Lum, joins us now from Boise. Justin, at the reading of the verdict, let's start there, and we're going to put up some pictures of Lori Vallow. She was impassive, seemed disinterested. I didn't even detect that she was breathing heavily, like there was any stress. She seemed bored. It was an unbelievable reaction with this on the line.
John, you're absolutely right, and it is pretty consistent with what we have seen from Lori Vallow, not only throughout this trial, but throughout our coverage of this entire saga since 2019, how Lori Vallow has acted with the smirk on her face or the half smile and giggling time to time with her lawyers. When she stood up for the verdict, she crossed her arms or she held her hands together, and it was almost like she knew what was coming. When she sat back down after the jury found her guilty on all counts against her, she really just leaned back and stared at the jury or the judge. And when she was taken away by the bailiff to be transferred back to Fremont County in eastern Idaho, was a very, slow, comfortable, and calm walk, and that's what we saw from Lori Vallow during the verdict.
Justin, there is some news that's breaking on what happens to Lori Vallow now, and it comes out of Maricopa County. Can you fill us in?
Now, this is huge news. If you've been following this entire case, that really stems from Chandler, Arizona. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office says that Lori Vallow, at some point after she is transferred to the Idaho Department of Corrections after sentencing, she will be extradited to Maricopa County and be prosecuted for conspiracy to commit murder in the death of her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. This is a big deal because Charles Vallow, her ex, really sounded the alarm to police, specifically to Gilbert police back in January of 2019. He said that Lori Vallow threatened to murder him with her powers and that she was really into this end of the world talk and felt she was a goddess. He was the first one to really say something, and now his family members have been waiting for justice for a long time. So we'll see how this trial looks like. We really got a preview in this trial with all the Chandler police detectives testifying.
Justin, quickly, she dodged the death penalty up in Idaho because of procedural problems leading up to the case. Is that going to be the case in Maricopa County, or could she face the death penalty here?
That is a good question. We still have a lot of time on the table because the extradition process could take several weeks to several months. I'm told this is 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder, so definitely we will be checking the files to see if prosecutors file a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. But yeah, this was just a huge news dump of a day. You have the verdict with all guilty counts, and then Maricopa County saying, hey, you're coming here, Lori. You're coming back to Arizona at some point.
Justin, this was one of the weirdest defense efforts I've ever seen in a high-stakes case. The defense basically punted at the end. They put on no defense. They called no witnesses. They didn't call Lori. They didn't offer up much of an explanation. It seemed incredibly weak.
Yeah, it definitely did. What defense did they really have? I know that if Lori Vallow did actually choose to testify, there would be some expert witnesses called to the stand. But really, I mean, you saw it. They right away pinned the blame on Chad Daybell, her alleged co-conspirator and husband. And this really gives us a preview of the Chad Daybell trial that could come in June of 2024. Saying Lori Vallow was a victim and that she basically followed Chad Daybell's teachings and he's the one to blame. I don't think anyone was surprised about that, and I know that she wasn't happy yesterday after the lunch break before the state's rebuttal. She did not seem happy because basically they painted her as this woman who fell for some stupid books and teachings and allowed her kids to be murdered. That was the narrative given to the jury.
So she didn't like that defense. Justin, this whole case centers around kind of end of days beliefs, and she got caught up in this with this guy. But I'm wondering now that she's been convicted, does she turn on Chad Daybell at his trial? And is that her exit strategy to try to lessen her sentence or whatever it may be?
That is a good question, and we have yet to see if that happens, but I'll tell you from my sources, she still actually very deeply cares about Chad Daybell. They have not spoken in a long time. So yeah, we will see if that happens, if somehow she is brought in as a witness in the Chad Daybell trial. But here's one thing to note, is that the defense tried to say, well, why would she leave this very, prominent, well-to-do businessman in Charles Vallow for Chad Daybell, who was making $30,000 a year and writing these books about the end of times, and he had, filed for bankruptcy. Why would she trade in Charles Vallow for Chad Daybell? But here's what the prosecution said. This is all about money, power, and sex. It boils down to an affair, and it boils down to Lori Vallow trying to start this new life without the obstacles in her way, her kids and Chad's previous wife, Tammy Daybell. These are innocent victims that we have to remind people the focus is on. J.J. Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and Tammy Daybell. You have to say their names. They did not do one thing to deserve what happened to them and the way that these children's bodies were found. And Tammy Daybell, just a kind librarian who died in her sleep because of asphyxiation that we have just learned throughout this trial. And Charles Vallow, who was shot and killed by Lori Vallow's late brother, Alex Cox, and we know that they took 45 minutes to call 911 while she drove off to Burger King. She now has to face that case here in Arizona at some point. That's what it all stems back to, is the case in Arizona.
Yeah, and the case is littered with these kinds of stories. Lori Vallow searching the internet for wedding dresses the day of Tammy Daybell's funeral. I mean, it doesn't get any colder than that. It's just incredible stuff.
You have to visualize the image after she, shopped for wedding rings, a wedding dress, swimming suits for this honeymoon in Kauai, and just weeks after Tammy Daybell died, they were dancing on the beach, getting married, and her kids were buried in the ground for 4 months already, and she was found poolside, nonchalant, served papers by Idaho to produce her kids back in January of 2020, and there was no concern or remorse at all. This had to be what stood out to the jury in this case.
Justin, let's not forget that early on, she wasn't even found competent to stand trial. That took a while. That's why this has taken so long. Is this woman crazy?
I'm not going to say that. She was found competent. It took about a year of bringing her back to restoring her mental health or her competency. She was competent to face her charges, and she is now a convicted felon, guilty of murder. That's what I know. What's next? We've got about 30 seconds. 3 months, and we have a sentencing in Fremont County. We will see what that sentence is, and then we await her trial in Arizona at some point. Okay. Justin Lum, great work.